basically 2 matches in the day. We've already done 2 of them. There's 3 to go. The next 2 people who are going to be playing right up are Xixo versus Kibler. Brian Kibler, you might have heard of him. Very, very famous Magic the Gathering player who made a transition. Not really transition, but he's playing Hearthstone quite a bit. And he writes really cool articles, like pretty much really solid articles, actually. I've read pretty much all of them besides the latest one. So,
yeah. A really famous guy on the Magic the Gathering scene and in general in games. Like he's also a game designer. Yeah. He worked on a few other card games. And on the other hand, we have a really talented young guy, Xixo.
A machine. Yeah, this guy is a complete ladder machine. Every single season that I can remember, he's been pretty much rank 1, like first to legend every single time. It's become kind of a habit where you're looking at the Reddit for Hearthstone and you're just wondering when is the post going to be up that Xixo hit, legend #1 on EU, NA, Asia, and everywhere else. Like,
and also, if you go to Reddit on like the 2nd of March, 2nd of April, 2nd of whatever, there's always one topic. Like, Xixo hit legend first.
So really
it's this time of the month.
And I'm curious to see if the Conquest format, for that reason, isn't really, really good for him. Because he's a very solid ladder player. He went through a lot of qualifiers in the past. Like, he used to just steamroll qualifiers, never quite getting out there. But since he got picked up by Team Archon, now he's got the exposure that he needs to just, win tournaments nonstop and get his tournament wins finally underway. And this being a really big event, and it being round robin, I feel like his skill as a really solid ladder player could really come into play.
Yeah, I think so too. Like the experience in ladder will influence players playing on in Conquest format like really heavily.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, and that's why I feel like Xixo, before the entire event goes on, has a definitely amazing chance of going through.
Man, why Brian Kibler doesn't have a cam? Too bad.
I don't know. Maybe he just woke up. He doesn't want to do his hair or anything. He's just like, whatever.
He just have to smile,
like that handsome smile.
Handsome smile. Yeah. We'll be having the information about the decks in just a few seconds. So we will talk about the matchups and the predictions here. But when we saw Xixo played Warlock and Druid and what was the third class in Kinguin for Charity? Warlock, Druid, and no. Hunter, I think.
Hunter Mage, like I put him on those 2 classes a lot. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he played those.
God damn it, I can't remember. But I think it's the first time we will be seeing Brian Kibler in Conquest format, so I can't really tell what he will play. And he's known for being a priest player and also for the Dragon Master Druid, but I don't think he will bring that to a Conquest format.
The interesting part is, like, we haven't seen much Priest in tournaments really recently, let's be honest. It's one of those classes that, with the advent of GVG, it's usually a class that you expect, once the metagame is settled, to reposition itself and, have a new deck that has some room in the metagame. It's not very proactive. It's a very reactive class from a design perspective.
Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, it's really great against Hunters and Mages. I mean, exactly. Mages. So, but it just falls to Rogues and Druids, and that's the problem. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why we don't see the Priest anymore in tournament at this time.
Yeah, there used to be. I mean, Miracle Rogue was the bane of Priest, and I don't think anything has changed with the advent of Oil Rogue. Like, it's just a substitute for the exact same, the same mechanic where Priests just get out-tempoed. It's like the aggro part of Rogue, how they're aggro control oriented. The aggro part of them just suddenly makes a lot of sense. And Druid, I mean, Priest just doesn't have what it takes to. They can heal slowly over time, but they can't mitigate a massive amount of burst over 2 turns.
Yep. Yeah, that's very true. And well. I would really love to see Priest in tournament scene, but it's just not the right time for it.
I'll settle for Paladin though. So I hope somebody brings Paladin in the near future. That'd be pretty cool. Seeing a Paladin deck.
Does we? Let us see the lineup here. We have still Colento versus Trump and Fraser versus Show.
Colento versus Trump. We're gonna be here until tomorrow morning, but it's no problem. It's no. I mean, it's fine. I don't mind my long game. So. We just got word from the admin. Xixo's gonna be playing Mage, Hunter, and Warlock. Mage, Hunter, and Warlock, kind of a standard lineup. As we said earlier, we probably don't expect any Zoo. Although if anyone's gonna bring it,
There's a plan.
Xixo. And Brian is playing Paladin, Mage, and Hunter, so that is awesome. A lot of mages and hunters in this tournament. I think it has these two have to be the most popular classes at the moment.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised. It just feels like that third slot is the deck that's generally tinkered with. People bring what they prefer: Paladin, Warrior, Druid, Warlock. I'm just waiting for the priest lineup: Mage, Hunter, Priest.
Mage, Hunter, Priest. Oh, first match, Hunter versus Paladin. Oh, this might be really bad for Brian. Like, one of the problems of Paladin is being weak to Unleash the Hounds and Explosive Traps, and most of the time Xixo is playing Face Hunters, so this might be also the case here. And I don't really see this going into favor to Brian Kibler.
Yeah, despite the huge amount of healing the Paladins have, unless they're, heavily anti-aggro teched, the healing doesn't come into action before you're already getting obliterated by smaller drops, especially against aggro. But if you get a decent start, you get your good shielded mini bots, your zombie chow on curve, then suddenly you can contest that board and transition to the mid game. But then you're mid-range pally, and the amount of healing you have is limited, which means it gets a little tougher to counterattack.
I have to say, you got a really wide knowledge of Hearthstone. That's really nice. For a caster, you can really put the analysis right. I really love that.
Well, thanks. A lot of people disagree with that, though. I'm not a constructed player in general, so I like looking at it, but I don't play it nearly enough to make.
I think your theory crafting is really fine. Theory crafting is really fine.
Yeah, theory crafting is okay, but playing is still it's still a big part of the game, right?
This is why we are sitting here and they are sitting there.
Yeah, there's a definite line I'm not willing to cross, honestly. I'm not even sure if I'm capable, but I'm not willing to do it. So, if Xixo's opening with Hunter, I have to think it's mid-range though, because unless
really?
I don't know, I feel like opening with aggro Hunter blindly, is it just because you plan to take your opponent off guard who's going to take a safer pick?
Yeah, I think so. Face Hunter is just punishing people for playing greedy decks and having bad opening hand. And I think that's a great pick for opening match.
All right, because earlier, who was it that what was his name? Who was playing the first game?
First game was
Gara.
Hassan versus Gara.
Gara did not take Hunter. He picked his Warrior. You remember that at the very end? He lead with Hunter, and we're questioning that decision. So Xixo's actually picking Hunter as a first start. So you have to assume it's aggro.
Yeah, I would think so, but Xixo is known for playing Face Hunter, so maybe he's just playing mind games and he will play mid-range Hunter.
It's kind of like the Shaki syndrome. Like either Face Hunter, count me, and that's all they like. I know those two players favor that play style a lot, but Xixo's pretty well-rounded, honestly, as a player. He's very good at aggro, but I feel like he's more on the aggressive side. Even for mid-range decks, he will tend to construct a lot more of the aggressive mid-range decks than the hyper-defensive ones, which might also explain why he's able to reach those legends quickly. It's a playstyle he's very comfortable with.
I think that's the trademark of Hearthstone, the aggressiveness of the game. Like, if you compare it to TCGs, the traditional card games, most of the time it's about board control. And Hearthstone is most likely about being aggressive and when to change the tempo of the game.
Yeah, it's about like getting that tipping point after which you can suddenly start counterattacking and getting very much more so, I feel, than other games. All right, so we'll be on to the first game between Brian Kibler and Xixo. We have apparently, it's got to be mid-range.
Yep.
I have to assume that is the case. I don't expect a Savannah High main to come alongside two Glaive Zukas. Seal of Light.
What?
Seal of Light. I repeat, Seal of Light.
That's cool. That's cool. Will it be usable against Midrange Hunter? That's +2 attack, right? +2 attack.
Yeah, you can use it with a True Server Champion to dispatch something like a Lotheb. You can use it just standalone to kill a Knife Juggler or a Mad Scientist. Definitely not a dead card.
How can you deal with that Lotheb? Like after 2 turns?
No, you usually have the True Server Champion developed already. Oh, right. On curve. Yeah, you can't kill her on the curve. It's just the body that's there.
Yeah, we'll still have to see. Like, this might.
Very slow start.
Does it mean this paladin is like super control because of the Seal of Light? Oh,
Brian Kibler saying
Oh.
well played.
yeah, it's like a Wild Growth turn 2. Oh, greetings.
And now Xixo's got to be thinking, if I attack face, I get 4 damage, and then he still True Silvers. But if I kill the 1/1, I just lose the body, and I don't get much out of it. Many
Yeah,
lines. I like.
exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of lines of play. Actually, you know what? Seal of Light and Muster for Battle together are pretty cool.
How
really
can
thought
you
about
play Seal of Light and Master of Battle in this turn? You can.
No, you asked earlier if Seal of Light is.
Oh,
the
okay.
whole
Yeah,
Light's
yeah, right.
Justice
It's
and
3 points of
Light.
damage with Flight of Justice. Yeah, you're right.
And now you can play Shielded Minibot with a coin. I actually do like that. It negates the Huffer damage and it takes it back. So essentially, Huffer got 1 attack.
Yeah, that's cool. It's way better than the Misha outcome.
Oh, True Silver Champion would have done the job. I feel like Brian Kibler's got. He had many options to deal with whatever came out of that.
It definitely doesn't look bad for Kibler here.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. So let's see what comes out of this.
Oh.
1-1.
So
And
now
now Kibler's like, never mind the True Silver Champion. I'm
Yeah.
just Shredder.
exactly what I wanted to say. Like, you wanted to play the Crucible Champion just to deal with the creatures, but then okay, never mind.
A weapon? Anybody got time for that?
A staple from the 90s that we seen from you.
This is so old though. I don't. This card used to be so good. All right, so let's look at this board for a second.
Peacekeeper doesn't really make sense. Belcher, I mean low tip and not trading doesn't make sense either. Masterful Battle will be super weak to Knife Juggler and Unleash the Hounds. Consecration.
I could get behind Consecration, but you're trading a Shredder away when you can just keep the Shredder and trade the 2/2.
I think Crucible Champion might be the best.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. That's a pretty nice play. Full Justice. Now down goes the Sludge Belcher. Not a very long lifespan, these things. They tend to die quickly. It's like they come on the board and then somebody just answers them right away.
Well, turn 6. Where does you have a 7 high main?
I think you kill command your own Novice Engineer because why did I get a Novice Engineer?
You have to get a Leok to make a value from that. So do you play Knife Juggler, Web Spinner, Weapon?
I think you wait for the inevitable muster for battle for the
most likely.
I don't dislike this play. I mean, it does give the initiative to the Paladin in that he trades faster, but look at the health pool of Brian right now. He is at 19, and if he trades into the Shredder with his face, that's another bit of damage he's going to take. And like with a kill command, a bow, and Unleash the Hounds, I think Xixo might be seeing a potential opportunity in the next few turns to just turn on the aggressive gears.
19 is not so much. Okay, so Consecration maybe here. Wouldn't be so bad. Then you just screw up.
The slow step is interesting because he probably does not even care for the effect itself at the very moment, but because he's got Aldor Peacekeeper, it gives him a lot of trading potential. It's so easy for him to manage a Savannah High main and then just consecrate right afterwards. It's like the perfect curve. Like Aldor Peacekeeper, trade, and consecrate is amazing here for Brian.
Oh, that's really amazing.
Should I call him Kibler or Brian? I'm so confused. Like I don't know him personally.
I think Kibler is fine.
Okay.
Everyone is saying Kibler.
I'll say Kibler then.
And what did he do? There was a
Oh, King Crush!
King Crush. Oh, nice. It's actually not bad.
It's crazy good. Oh my goodness.
So now
you just go Juggler, Unleash, Kill Command, Face. That's it. Like you just screw this.
Oh god damn it! And there's no taunt.
Crazy.
That's different.
There's no heal. There's nothing.
So you go Hunter's Mark on low tap. Knife Juggler.
Just make sure you remove that.
Yeah. Knife Juggler, Unleash the Hounds, you see what's the outcome, then you
Kill command phase, I guess.
maybe
Or hero power. No.
you can just play bow.
Yeah, that's probably even better because you probably
Yeah.
are going to have another beast. You've seen one. You've already seen, sorry, one of consecration. So the odds of seeing another one are fairly slim.
Wow,
This
that
is a
was
very
looking
nice
so
damage.
great for Kibler, but now it's turning around.
This King Crush, seemingly, I mean, you wouldn't even expect it. And the worst part is Kibler is not going to play around it.
Yeah,
He is
for sure.
just not going to play around it. It's one of those things that Web Spinner can do, where they just get an incredible beast. So Xixo is probably calculating his total damage output over a few
Yeah,
turns.
you go face for 5 points of damage here. I think there's no way Paladin can burst you from 25. So
Well, you could let your juggler live, but I don't much see the point in that. Like he could trade everything for the juggler, but it
well,
feels
now
sort
it's
of
not
pointless.
lethal next turn. Oh wait,
Muster on quartermaster.
no,
Well,
it's
actually, it is. It is
Yeah.
lethal.
Yeah, it is. No, never mind. Well, Kibler is not.
He's going to get. If
would be
we saw the
very
camera here,
surprised.
we would see the.
Yeah, the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes of surprise.
Yeah, the fell cannon eyes.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, and Xixo apologizes to Kibler here for that King Crush. Web Spinner stealing a game right from under Brian's feet. I think he would, without that specific card, things might have been different, but then again, there was no healing. There was no healing in the Paladin's hand, so it was just a matter of time before
Would
the
you
Hunter...
even use the healing there instead of the combo? I don't think so. Like, he
No,
was
no,
a-
no, but I mean, I'm saying if it weren't a King Crush,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there were healing, then things might have been a bit different. You would have been able to at least outlast the Hunter, but with this here, there's absolutely no way. King Crush is sealing the game for 8.
That was ridiculous.
Well, we'll
Too
see
bad
what
we
happens
didn't
next.
hear the King Crush, like, the awesome sound.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, the trembling water, signals in the glass.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make like a mini King Crush, like a Sound Crush or whatever. Prince Crush. 5/5 for 6 for hunters with charge. I'm done with that. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so Xixo is locking his hunter, so his next pick will be mage or warlock, and I think you go with warlock because it has great chances against every single deck of Kibler actually. Like there's paladin, mage, and hunter. Every single, and I bet he's playing demon lock. So I bet that he will pick warlock now because he has great matchups against every single one.
Yeah, the only I guess person I would ever see bringing back Zoo in the current meta would be Xixo. It's like one of the decks that he plays so well. And in fact, Xixo picks Warlock, and Brian goes for his Mage. He decides to say, you know what, this Paladin has not worked for me. I'm just gonna move on to Mage. Are they aware of each other's lineups?
Yeah, they are.
So that is going to be a crucial decision, a crucial information for Brian to evaluate, knowing that Warlock and Mage are left. Going for Mage gives you either a 50-50, but then again, I feel like Mage is fairly weak against Demon Lock, Mech Mage, if it is Mech Mage.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So-
But one of the options to win against Mech Mage is Antonidas with stealth.
If you do get that spur part, you can actually win the game. It just looks to me like if you go for a Hunter versus Demon Lock, you could do maybe a bit better than with your own Mech Mage. If it is Demon Lock and you assume he's going to play into it. And worst case scenario, you end up with Hunter versus...
I would
versus-
still pick Hunter instead. Well, we'll have to see. Yeah, it's Demon Lock versus Mech Mage, so as we predicted.
Let's just see how that's going to go. So Nerubian Egg here in Xixo's hand with the power of overwhelming. That's pretty interesting. But you want something that's going to contest the board a bit more. Does Xixo know enough about Kibler's playstyle to decide whether it's going to be mech or some other kind of wonky freeze?
Yeah, I know he knows exact what Kibler will play. I think Kibler plays what he plays on stream.
Okay, so he tends to be a very like straightforward player as far as the decks that he brings.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, Shadow Flame. Most Demon Lock players are playing just one Shadow Flame. This is a really crucial draw.
Against a deck like Mech Mage that wins the game when they've got the board, definitely. You at least need the Hellfire, but with Power Overwhelming and Shadow Flame, this is crazy.
Yeah. So you just Shadow Flame the egg, kill almost everything apart from low depth.
That could be a problem because he's not on the coin and it's gonna cost 5.
So Abusive Sergeant would trade for a Mad Scientist if that will be played. Oh damn! I don't think that's a good idea to play the Mad Scientist here. Like
actually,
you have to
even pop the egg preemptively.
What?
You play Mad Scientist and you pop the egg with a 2-on.
I don't think that's a good idea. I would definitely play the Snow Trigger here. Just, well, maybe Brian is not aware that the Demon Lock is playing Abusive Sergeants.
I think it's a fairly common tech. A fairly common card to find in Demon Lock, but it's not a mandatory one though. I've even seen some people not even play eggs in weird variants of this, so...
Well,
But when you've seen it, you have to expect the abusive. So let's see exactly where he goes with this.
There are two options. Like he has also to play into the Mirror Entity, and he doesn't have exactly how. He doesn't have an option. So this is the reason why he didn't pop the Mad Scientist. Because now he's forcing the Mad Scientist to trade into the Sergeant, and yeah, I think that's way better.
What if you can't ping, because so many decent plays can be available if you just ping the 2-1. What if you just attack the 4/4 with the Mad Scientist and play an Oyotron? That feels like a pretty decent play, because what ends up happening is if you attack with 2-1 it dies, if you attack with a 4/2 you ping it and it dies next turn. And whatever minion he plays he gives you. Yeah, that seems like a line of play that I really like that line of play.
Oh, that Mortal Coil.
Clutch Coil. This is so much.
You have to use the coil to kill the Divine Shield. Because if you don't use it now, then your Spider will just be pink. And when it has 2 HP, it can basically trade against... It can basically trade for anything that Mage will play, and this will have much more value than just 2 points of mana and no cards from Mage.
Yeah, Jaina setting spiders on fire.
Oh! That's interesting.
So forcing the Mage to delay his tempo even further, but I'm not sure
I don't like this kind of play at all.
Okay, you know what, there's got to be a reason, and I'm pretty sure it involves Implosion. It involves being able to replenish your board no matter what. It's such a straightforward play, like you're telling your opponent, I don't mind losing this because I'm gonna get infinite imps.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, what is RNG? Implosion, a lot of people have been talking about. I mean, when the card got released, Tinkmaster's Oil and Mal'Ganis, hello. I like this. This is beautiful. Like Tinker Sharpsword Oil and Implosion are 2 cards that when they were announced, a lot of people did not like much. I was a huge fan of both, and I thought Implosion might have been a bit on the broken side because of the fact that the RNG scales both ways. And so far, I haven't really been proven wrong in that specific case. I wish it was a slightly different, less swingy maybe. It's too much like Animal Companion these days.
Yeah. Also, one more thing is that Xixo drew the second Abusive Sergeant of the best. The absolute best drop for Mirror Entity, so that was kind of lucky.
Huh. I mean,
this is so
there's a few plays that I do like, but setting up a nice Shadow Flame with the PO is probably going to be somewhere on his mind here.
Nah, I don't think this is the turn.
No, it's not the turn now, but eventually he has to set it up.
Yeah, but I don't see how Brian can go back from this game. He's on such back foot. Like even the Blessed Mages wouldn't be enough.
Well, Loatheb does work a little bit because you're trading 1 for 1. Although Definitive Argus is going to make short work of that girl. Yeah, Definitive Argus is going to buff the Loatheb out of range of the first one's kill. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Xixo not even thinking a split second. Sees Dr. Boom, plays Dr. Boom.
He was
did
just
a
around
quick
the
programming check. If mana is equal or superior to 7, then play Boom. Very quick programming check here from Xixo. Definitely a top-notch programmer. Software engineer. Right there.
No, okay, so, well, to be honest, that Dr. Boom didn't really matter.
No, but still, it's just looking at the card. I mean, he was going to be somewhat far ahead with Defensive Argus and trading, but now he's pretty much...
That's
okay, wait, there is a possibility.
9,
I'm looking at this.
18.
This is crazy. This is not over yet.
So you think an Archon, Tinkertown, Frostbolt, something? Like a boom,
It depends on
and
this
then
perp
go
part. Let's
face?
just... we have to wait to see what this perp part actually
Maybe
is.
there will be coolant, right?
It might be the case.
It's training first? I would like to see the Tinkertown Technician being played first.
I feel like you can't really afford not to, is the thing.
If you want to win against
Yeah.
Unlock, you can't really spare the damage from fireballs on minions.
Not at all. Not in this position. In other cases, maybe, but right now you're like 2 turns away from Jiraxis. You haven't seen any healing.
Well, he still gets wrecked by overwhelming Shadow Flame. No, Shadow Flame.
Oh,
there's a coolant.
amazing draw here.
So you go face, freeze the Dr. Boom, but that doesn't really change much.
I think you could annoy Tron. Oh, the trade. Oh, that damage. It's gonna be lacking.
Yeah, I really like it.
Well, still, it's not too bad. I just... could you have left Lotheb live? I think you would be dead to power overwhelming at that point. And the heal bot comes in, guaranteeing the reach way too much.
Every single type of play that Brian would have played, is basically him being dead.
Yeah, I think every play he had was fairly weak when we consider what there's currently on the board for Xixo. Like, you just look at this outcome. Like, you Shadow Flame this, you're getting an AoE wipe that kills everything, plus the damage on the face from the Boombot. And then it's just a matter of time before you win. Oh! Dr. Boom plus Frostbolt, but Mal'Ganis. Wait. This is actually...
Does it? Wait.
It doesn't win. It doesn't win. I'll be honest, it does not win, but...
2 Arguses.
Yeah,
That's
double Argus might do the job.
So you... I'll just play Mal'Ganis.
Because he has to get through it first.
Yeah.
Like, best case scenario for him...
Mal'Ganis is like... Healbot, but you can also play Healbot and Defender.
Yeah, I think they both do the exact same thing in this very case. Except you'd get rid of Dr. Boom sooner if you played Mal'Ganis. It's a matter of when you want to get rid of Dr. Boom. But I do like the line of play with the Defender Argus. It seems like both plays seem fine, but Mal'Ganis is vulnerable to something like Fireball perhaps. Where getting straight up, you know, your health up plus 2 taunts gives you more straight mitigation. Yeah, I like the taunting up line of play. I think it's a bit stronger than Mal'Ganis.
Do you want to taunt up Dr. Boom? No, you don't.
I would have played Healbot, but I don't know. I feel like Healbot... Okay.
So, how do you even win in this situation? Well, that's one of the way, but it's too late. So now you have to get really lucky bombs if you want to win this game.
Even if you do... Well, actually, no, Annoyotron could take a hit for the team.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
let's see where the bots go.
So the bots have to kill 2 minions.
Yeah, they do.
You have to kill 2 minions.
So I think you kill Dr. Boom first, you don't waste a bot on it, and then you hope that your Boom bots do an amazing work. But then because they're dead, you can't use your time rewinder. So I guess you have to wait to get another minion afterwards. Let's see where this goes. And 1 down. Wait, if the Boombot dies, he could die.
Yeah.
He didn't die, okay, good. Uh-oh,
That's
that's not enough.
That's good play. Yeah. Well, I think the first bomb was kind of unfortunate because if it would damage,
Actually, he wasn't dead on board, was he?
it was. There was 3 points of damage. Oh, no,
Well,
wait, he wasn't.
He wasn't dead on board.
Yeah. Why did he
He
do
could have
that?
played another shot. I don't know. Well, I guess he knew that ultimately there was no way for him to really stabilize. But that's not like Brian to do that. I would expect him as a Magic player to just stick till the end because there's always a chance that you.
Well,
I don't know.
That was really weird. What were the cards of Xixo in hand? That was like Mal'Ganis and Healbot, and that's it, right? There was no third card, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Brian couldn't know that he was alive. Like, he couldn't know that Mal'Ganis was there. He couldn't know that Healbot was there. So I think he could have lived one more turn, but he ultimately decided not to.
But with that Antonidas, he might have actually won.
Yeah, you just like cycle fireballs on everything for 25 turns and then you win.
God damn it! That was.
We will never
I'm
see
really
the end of this game.
I'm
We will
really
never see it.
surprised. How did that happen? Why Brian Kibler conceded here? Well, who knows? Anyway,
But actually, how would he have actually traded with the board? Because 3 minions, none of which died to the Neutron.
okay, so then you draw a.
For one turn, you don't play Flame Strike.
But
There's no way for you to deal with the 3 guys that are still on the board. I guess
Why
that
not?
makes sense. He was still
if
dead.
you draw Frostbolt, you kill one, you get Fireball. You use the second Fireball to kill second creature. Then use the the first Fireball. Then you use this second Fireball, and you attack.
get
And you have the attack with your Archmage. So you're actually alive. I think.
We'll never see the end of that game, unfortunately. I wish it had kept going because I can't quite picture how it would have ended. But Mal'Ganis and Healbot would have put, there's a lot of damage that Brian has to deal first before he can even win. So Xixo would have had to draw dead for quite a few turns before he could actually, lose the game at that point. And unless Brian was playing some tech cards for board wipes that they would have expected, in which case I don't think he would have conceded, then it would have been really hard for him to catch up. Because Archmage turn is essentially... You're just playing it alone. So it was kind of awkward. So there's one deck left for Brian.
And this is no. One deck
for
left for
Xixo.
Xixo, and it's Mage, so most likely Mech Mage. And then we have Brian with Paladin again. Do you like Paladin into Mech Mage?
I like it, depending on how I'm running it. And I feel like we saw earlier, this very mid-range, obvious, like shielded mini bots, everything. Very low range. Seal of Light as well. Probably the most unique card that we saw from that specific list at that specific point, because very few Paladins decide to run Seal of Light. Not that it's a bad card, it's just not a thing a lot of people play. So it does help the matchup against mages by a long shot.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
It's just kind of weird though, because it's like Muster for Battle is so weak against Blast Mage. You need to get the edge, the early edge.
so there's the Master for Battle, which is really important, and the Seal of Light, and the Consecration, and Truce of the Champion, and the coin.
I think I keep this hand. I almost keep it because it doesn't have jugglers, it doesn't have shielded mini bots, but
I think it's a great hand.
do you cut True Silver? I would cut True Silver, but I'm not sure about cutting the a Cog Hammer.
Well met.
So Cog Hammer, double Muster, 2 True Silvers, and a Seal of Light. That's a
Oh,
lot.
that draw from Xixo.
Complete whiff. Oh, the Paladin's getting the initiative. I cannot believe this.
I know the pain of that. That's the same what happened to me in the Kingdom for Charity final.
Yeah, it happens, and it's really, really crappy when it does. And now there's no mechs even. And he just pings the shield. This is the slowest mech start I've ever seen. And look at that Cog Hammer.
Maneuver. That's interesting.
Oh, and there's a Zombie Chow to contest the mechs. Very, very good start here for
You
Brian.
wait with the Zombie Chow for the Mirror Entity. You don't
Yes,
need
help
help at all.
Yeah,
At
but
this
there's no
point of
way
the
he's
game.
going to be able to retake the board at this point. Unstable Portal. Oh, Xixo, what have you done?
Well, that's kind of lucky to draw it right now.
This is chaos.
And it is...
Dude, you played and you ping? What?
That's...
The easiest activation ever.
Oh,
You have
man.
like a cruel Taskmaster on command.
People have to be feeling like, oh, this dude is cheating. First King Crush, now Gromesh. Is this even in real life? I'm 12, and what is this?
I mean, do you just play Mirror Entity?
Yeah, no, Mad Scientist Ping is way better, I think.
I'll show them nothing. You won't show them anything, poor little mad scientist.
Well, Brian Kibble maybe will not even kill it, but well,
I think you use your weapon.
I think
it's too simple.
I think you want to play the Zombie Chow instantly afterwards. So if he doesn't pay attention, play the Zombie Chow like instantly, he will get wrecked by the no mirror entity from the deck.
But if he doesn't see a secret, he's going to be very suspicious. He's gonna be like, wait, 2 secrets in his hand? Is this a dream?
Okay, so he's playing around mirror entity. So he doesn't want to play the Zombie Chow at all. Yeah.
Oh, he'll be
and now no
surprised.
secret, right? Is it? Or maybe there's a third secret? No, there's no secret. Hence the well played.
This is Bomb Hellscream time, and now Paladin has to equality that one.
Yeah. Well, you know, equality is kind of good, I guess. Those kind of creatures, I think.
Yeah, you remove the Enraged and then you're good to go. Actually, you could even use your weapon for this, but you got a 1/1 that's going to get blown up by a Blast Mage eventually.
Well, there's no Quartermaster yet.
Yeah, you could use Muster for battle right now, actually, by using your weapon. That way you don't waste the time to develop it.
I agree with you there. So Xixo has to draw a mech for 2 mana for 1. Nope.
This is a really awful curve for Xixo.
So Mirror Entity, Mana Worm, Ping, Shield?
Yeah, I think that's the best, because that way you finish off the 2/1 later. Unless you're afraid of Quartermaster, in which case you ping a 1/1, and he pings the 1/1. Okay, so worst case scenario, Quartermaster comes out, you get yourself
Second
a
Master
2/5.
Battle. Oh.
See, this Seal of Light with Light's Justice. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier.
Serious work done.
Yeah, this is
Light
pretty good.
Justice being... And now...
Oh, wow.
Oh. Wrecked. Mirror Entity is just worthless in this situation.
As Xixo is shaking his head like, what is this and why do I get it? Well, I mean, you did get King Crush.
Yeah,
It has to
Gromesh. You can't really complain on RNG here. You won a game just because of that King Crush, I think.
Alright, this Dr. Boom's gonna come down, trying to contest the board, and then there is a Snow Chugger Blast Mage play.
Turn 7, what can it be? It
I wonder.
starts with a letter D.
So, do you like just trading your stuff away into playing your own Dr. Boom, or do you think playing True Silver is better? I almost would have traded with my board and played Boom. But then again, it's really vulnerable to Fireball plus Boombot trade.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, very vulnerable to that.
Maybe he should have played the Massive Battle first. To get 3 more creatures. Maybe he could have even...
But if you muster, you have to do it first, though. Like, if you do it after the True Silver, you
Yeah, I know,
essentially...
that's what I'm saying. But,
Yeah. I don't think he needed the minions. He might be waiting for Quartermaster to make sure he's gonna get good value out of it. And now this game actually threatens to turn around.
No.
This is a pretty interesting tipping point because Loatheb is gonna lock removal out of the way, and the health of the mage is now higher.
Well, Dr. Boom will come into play, so he will settle the score, I think.
Yeah, but it doesn't need much.
7
Come back to this. I mean, he
No.
needs a lot of damage output, but as far as board control goes, this is currently a fight for board, not so much for health at the moment.
To be honest, 23 for the mage is not so much when you're staring at a 7/7 on the opposing side of the board.
Yeah, at least there's no burst that you can expect.
Well, you have to play the Mirror Entity this turn. Do you play the Clockwork Gnome?
Why not? I mean, is there a reason not to? I guess it's a sacrifice, but you need this
You
spare
want the
part
spare
for
part,
Archmage
yeah,
sometime.
exactly. So this will be a consecration anyway, I think. Unless he's like fearing a counter spell.
I don't dislike Consecration for 9 mana, yeah, it still works amazingly well. It doesn't really lock the spells.
Yeah, Belcher into Mirror Entity is awful.
Is this the first time where Trogzor would be better than Lotheb? I never thought I'd say Trogzor would be better than Lotheb. Wow. Yeah, actually.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh, that's almost perfect. A 1 health creature from the Untitled Chapter would be insanely bad for Xixo. And yeah, that's basically you.
So now all you have to do is stop like fireballs off your Arcane Intellect, right? Or even an Archmage. Oh, that'll do the job. You just have to get King Crush.
Second
Rag,
Grommash.
you can get Rag. You can get Rag. Oh, okay. Or you can get that as well. That
Yeah,
also.
First, then you play both creatures.
Yeah, I don't. Do you have to play a Snow Trigger to prevent weapon
Second
usage?
4 damage bomb. Wow. So, Big Game Hunter. That's you can't really play it. you want to play it for the Mirror Entity, but you can't really do it. So,
Just
you go 7 to face, play Belcher into Lotheb. Then your opponent gets Belcher, and he has 5 points of damage, so he kills the Belcher, and...
What about you just give him Belcher Lotheb? Like, you don't give him Lotheb, because that kills your Belcher.
But
I guess he's got to
the...
be afraid of fireballs, isn't he?
Let me think.
He's got to be somewhat worried about direct damage.
He have to set up lethal next turn, like...
Mm-hmm.
Playing this slow game against Mech Mage is not gonna work out.
Well, not with Arcane Intellect, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I like giving him Sludge Belcher because my Lotheb kills his.
Yeah, I agree with this. This was my first instinct, and it feels bad. Oh, crap!
What? Xixo, your Mech Mages.
Oh, it's a Worm Mage with unstable portals and Grommashes.
Okay, yeah, the Enrage Mage. I know what it is with the Gurubashi Berserker and everything.
Yeah, and Armani Berserkers.
So there's no. I'm not even sure it's Mech Mage anymore. Like we saw value cards being played, but
So
I mean, no Mech Warper. I didn't see an Anoyotron. Did you?
no,
Last game? No, that was Brian.
yeah, exactly.
Wow, this
So
is
you
so
play
difficult.
you play the Dragoners anyway, and you snipe one of the creatures, and you're alive.
But BGH is gonna take care of Rag, but still, that's all. If it goes face, it's still not too bad.
Well, you're still not dead.
Yeah, so Fireball is actually probably the thing that Xixo wants to see most right now.
So you play everything from your hand, and
You just vomit your hand on the board, literally.
Yeah,
This is a vomit your hand on the board situation.
there's a switch. So does the switch do anything at this type of board? Not really. So it's 3, 5, 6, 8 points of damage.
Actually, it makes
Fireballs.
Frostbolt lethal.
Because you switch the ooze.
The slime, yeah. You make it a...
4, 7, 9, 12, 13. Yeah, that's lethal with Frostbolt. Did we see any Frostbolt this game?
Saw one, I think.
I'm not exactly sure.
That was it. If he attacks the slime, he's playing around Switch. He's playing
No
around
way.
Switch so much. But it doesn't matter because he still takes an extra one either way. I don't think you can justify attacking here unless you think your 1/1s are going to be doing the work for you. And you think you'll end up the turn on 1 health, but that's very unlikely.
And tonight is with a part. Oh, damn.
Actually, whoa!
You kill the Lotheb with a part.
Yeah.
Then you kill the 4-2 with your 2-2. You trade into Piloted Shredder with your 3-3.
Do you even have to trade with a Shredder? I think you can just push for face.
Well, if you don't kill the Shredder, you get 4 to face, 5, so there's no way of Paladin having lethal next turn. Unless
Quartermaster?
Yeah.
Yeah. In which case, maybe Xixo will ping one of the 1/1s as a result of that train of thought.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe even kill every single one and ignore the Shredder.
Well met. Wait, did he? Did I not see that right? Oh, what?
Wait, what's going on? Okay, so he pings here.
A lot of things. So he's going to just rely on.
Is this better? Yeah, this is better. There's no way of lethal next turn. So yeah. Oh damn it! Kibler almost had this game.
Well played.
Almost.
Yeah, this is actually certifying that there is no way for Paladin to swing for lethal, and Archmage can't possibly die unless equality was there. So.
Yeah, that's. To be honest, it's sad. Like, he was
I
playing
thought
the game-
Brian Kibler had this game by.
Yeah.
Like just a slight margin at some point. Like he had a really good start, mind you, and Xixo had a really slow one, but
And the night is balanced, you know. Well,
it is balanced, except
Yeah, it is.
Mage, like the spur parts actually really is what. Like when you look at a card like Gazlo, right, which gives you a mech when you play a one-mana spell, you think to yourself, okay, it's not terrible, but well, okay, yeah, it is pretty terrible. It's not remotely playable. For one more mana, I get a 5/7 that gives me fireballs for any spell I play. I don't think there's an argument to be made there. Like a lot of people were trying the the Archmage Gazlo approach back when GVG started to try to make both cards outs for the 1-drops, but ultimately people just cut Gazlo and stuck to Archmage Antonidas because that is actually a threat. You will win with Archmage where Gazlo just will extend the game unnecessarily.
yeah, but so this is a 3-0 for Xixo, right?
I think so, yeah. He actually went through against Brian Kibler, so that's going to knock Brian Kibler out of this first match. Then again, he's going to be having at least 8 more matches to play in this round robin, which will take place over the next
No, wait.
10 weeks.
It's 2-0?
No, it is 3-0. Xixo did win 3 games, unless
Did
I'm
Kibler
mistaken.
played Hunter already?
Didn't he?
No. He will play the Paladin twice. Never mind.
Yeah, he
it's
played
3-0.
Paladin twice and did not
yeah.
actually go
Yeah,
for
so-
his Hunter.
So, congratulations to Xixo. He puts himself into the lead, I think. That's the first 3-0 here today, right?
How's he even awake after grinding to Legend first?
I'm not exactly
season.
sure. Maybe
I'm
he's
actually
like
pretty curious.
2 hours here.
I don't get it. Either way, this guy's a machine, so we'll be right back for the next match is going to be coming up. We have 2 more matches to go, best of 5s, obviously. We're going to have Kalento versus Trump, so go get your
Hi.
snacks, go get your stuff to drink. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yep. See you guys.